We have been supporting this space of energy access, renewable energy and energy efficiency for 8 years. We have a large portfolio. We operate in 72 developing countries worldwide, from middle-income countries to low-income countries, and also across the spectrum of on-grid power generation to off-grid and mini-grids. And where we have seen a bigger headways in terms of even on-grid power generation or mini-grids or off-grid solutions has precisely been in countries where there's a strong political commitment, there's clarity in terms of the goals, what are the policy goals, and there has been some efforts in terms of the regulatory environment, and also to some extent where there are to some extent developed financial markets. When we talk about concessional finance, we are talking about public resources that are scarce and limited, and there's big pressure to ensure the best or the highest value for money and the highest impact. And also right now, a very big focus on how we use these limited public resources to catalyze private sector investments across the space that we were just talking about in the energy landscape. What we see that is really lacking and the critical role of concessional finance is to provide this long-term finance and be able to have this finance take on higher risk that other types of finance that are in the market won't be prepared to take. From the perspective of where I sit and what I see, one question that I have is, how do we bring these type of investments that we are supporting to scale? If we are to get to the 75 million connections, we need scale, which is also good for the type of mechanisms like ours, because one of the constraints is having very small size investments, investment opportunities. I mean, the other thing I wanted to say, is there is, of course, there's this big role for concessional finance, and I think a key point is work in an integrated way. Work with the governments on the policy environment, and work then across the chain. There are big constraints to these type of investments. And actually what we need to see if we are to reach the type of objectives that we just mentioned is more and more commitment to deploy this type of capital if we really want to accelerate and reach these goals, while being concerned about the distortion, preventing the distortion of the markets. Let's just realize that these are difficult markets, these are difficult investments, many things are being tested, are being piloted, they need the support to be brought to scale.